here on Big Board Sports. Patriots.com covers the National Football League for Patriots.com. We come up on Championship Sunday in the NFL, and Don been around a long time, former senior writer for 16 years for SI, and now a contributor as well to the Athletic and Bleacher Report. So he's all over the place, and we appreciate him on a busy day with a lot of news we think that might come out later on today on what's going on with Tom Brady. Joins us here on Big Board Sports 104.5 at Team ESPN Radio in Albany. Don, Roger Weiland, and Brian Mariano, how are you today?
I'm good, guys. Good to be with you.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Let's just go right to the headline here, and that is, are we making too big of a deal out of this hand injury to Tom Brady? What do you know?
Well, I don't think you can make too big a deal. I mean, it's his throwing hand, and yes, the track record says Brady always answers the bell, and I expect he will. But if his grip is diminished, that means his accuracy is going to be diminished. Can he get through it, and can they win? Yes. But it certainly adds a layer of intrigue and uncertainty to a game that a lot of people thought, the Patriots, not me, I actually think Jacksonville was going to give them a game no matter what, but a lot of people thought this, was kind of an easy route to the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. So I think we have to take it serious because it's not, it's his moneymaker. It's his right hand, and if it is his thumb, that's his grip.
Yeah, and that's what the latest report is, right, Don? Is it we said hand injury, and now we're getting a little bit more specific and say hand, yeah, but now it's his thumb, and you're right, that's his grip. Brady has not spoken yet. I know this injury took place, I believe, Tuesday. He didn't practice Wednesday, did not practice Thursday. Is he going to practice today?
I don't know. My guess is limited, but, I don't think they're going to ask anything really serious of that thumb until game time. And so that gives it more than 48 more hours until 3:05 Eastern on Sunday. But again, it could be a pain tolerance level, and it could be just how much strength the grip returns in the next 2 days. It's probably for a quarterback the one deal breaker that you could suffer. Obviously, the other 9 fingers you could probably get by with.
Right.
You cannot get by effectively with the throwing hand thumb.
And Don, do we expect to hear from Brady? I know he's skipped out on 2 media avails. Do you think we'll hear from him at some point today?
What will we hear, even if we hear from him? I mean, be honest. I mean, Brady has mastered the ability to say nothing while smiling and looking telegenic for 18 years. So I don't think we're going to get a lot of insight no matter what. I think we're going to get I'm fine. I'm ready to roll, and that's going to be that. So whether they get him to the podium finally on day 3 of his window or not, I'm not expecting to get a lot of light cast on his injury.
Don, Brian Mariano in with Roger this morning on Big Board Sports. This weekend, I mean, if it were to the Jaguars pull out this victory and get to the Super Bowl, could this be the last game that we see Brady and Belichick together on the New England sideline?
It's obviously possible. I'm not expecting it, though. I really don't. I don't believe this is the end of their run. And now, if they win it all and they cap the 18 years with a 3 out of 4, just like they had a 3 out of the 4-year ring at the beginning of the run, is it possible one of them or both of them could say that that's a great way to sail off into the sunset? Yes, but obviously they've indicated that's not where they're at mentally at this point, so I think it would be a huge surprise.
I get the indication, Barry, in our conversation here this morning, Donna, you're going to give Jacksonville a chance, whether Brady's 100%, little less than 100%, whatever that situation may be, even if Brady is at 100%, and I don't think he'll be 100, obviously. He does have an injury. That you think Jacksonville has a fighting chance to go into Foxborough and win this game? I
do. I really have a lot of respect for that defense, and I know they gave up 42, but it was the flukiest 42-point defensive performance I've ever seen. It was so many, at least 4 great jaw-dropping touchdown passes from Roethlisberger, and then some great catches by Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, and others. to me, it's a really young, athletic, aggressive defense that can create a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Who can forget we kind of started this season with that 10-sack effort against Houston for Jacksonville, and they really haven't dramatically slowed down on that front. I think that's proven that that's how you beat Tom Brady and the Patriots. If you can get pressure up the middle, get them a little antsy, get them looking down at the pressure rather than downfield, get them off his spot. And I really like their secondary. Jalen Ramsey, I think, is on his way to being considered the best cornerback in the league. A.J. Bouye is very good as a number 2 corner. Telvin Smith, I voted All-Pro on my Associated Press first-team ballot. I think he's a real potential X factor in this game. I give him a good shot. I really do. I think they're going to be in the game. And it's a matter of whether or not they stay aggressive with Bortles and they let him try to make some plays, and if he gets a little momentum early like he did last week at Pittsburgh, rather than playing too cautious like I thought they did against Buffalo at home.
Do you think the Jacksonville Jags will be able to run the football with Fournette against this New England defense?
Not as well as they did against Pittsburgh, but better than they did against the Bills. But I do think that's very important. I think Fournette has got to have a pretty good day in any upset scenario for Jacksonville. This team, I don't get the sense that they know that they're supposed to be intimidated going into Gillette. They're kind of brash and loud and proud, and I think they're going to come in with a certain amount of we don't know what we're supposed to know, and I think that'll serve them well. Whether that burns off, we'll have to see. But if they could get a lead and get the Gillette crowd, which can disappear at times when the Patriots aren't on top or playing well, they could throw a scare into the New England team. I really believe that.
Don, the game after that, the NFC Championship game, a matchup that many of us really weren't expecting. If you look at the rank or the seeding, it looked that way. But even then, with the NFC so wide open, the 1 and 2 make it to the NFC Championship game, and Minnesota pulls out the miracle to get there. How do you see that game playing out, and who do you think, if New England were to get by, that they would face in the Super Bowl?
Well, I said last week going into the Saints-Vikings game that I thought the winner of that game was really going to represent the NFC. So I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going with the Vikings. But I think it's going to be rather low scoring. I think it's going to be close. I think both of these defenses, clearly the best 2 defenses in the NFC, both of them could win the game on their own. The defenses could. So then it's, to me, who gets the cleanest game out of their quarterback, and who gets a couple big plays out of their quarterback. And I like Keenum to do that a little more than I do Foles. We got a perfect game plan for Foles last week, really, against Atlanta. I think it's going to be hard to kind of reproduce that, and I just think Minnesota has too many pieces on offense that Philadelphia will be able to match them point for point. But I do think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be low-scoring, one-score game, something like a 17-14 or 17-13 type of game.
Don, appreciate a few minutes. Keep up the great work, and I know busy time, but fun times if you are covering the championship weekend, which you will be doing, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thanks, guys.